Hello, you two fans, and I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you of the day you may view this video. Um, my message this evening is to the people of Africa and people of African descent throughout the plains of this earth. Now, I've recognized that Africa is about to roll out the red carpet and the welcome mat for China, or they might have already did. I am not sure, but I am wondering why would Africa want to embrace China? Uh, to do such a thing, in my opinion, would be like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire, because Chinese people are another set of people for the most part that do not like black people. Uh, they would come into your country. Uh, they won't want to mix with you, but still you'll go and patronize their place. They won't want the men, because it's always an issue with black men. They won't want the black men to mess with their females, but it'll be all fine and dandy for their to mess with the black females. Um, there's a there's a situation that came out of China recently where this Zambian student was dating a Chinese woman, and these four Chinese dudes decides that they're not having it. They're not letting no black man date no Chinese woman and pregnate her and give birth to a black child in China, and they raise it and they have to raise the child and all that sort of thing. Now that's the extent of their racism. Now these people would go into Africa and the Caribbean, because they're down in the Caribbean right now, and they don't get no problem from us black people. They don't. You don't hear us going and dragging them out of their homes and killing them and so on for talking to a black chick or dating a black chick. We don't do that. We don't do them kind of things. But yet, the Chinese do these kind of things. White people do these kind of things, and yet they still find it to call us animals. Now, we don't do that kind of stuff, but still we're the animals. You go into China, the Chinese people, I mean, after all of these years, they behave like as though they don't know black people. They behave like if they have never seen a black person, because I know they watch television. They do see black people, but that is a behavior that they exercise out of racism again. And when I say racism, I mean the uglier part of racism, because in my opinion, they're a negative part to racism and there's a positive part to racism, and I will explain that. Now, the negative part to racism is the part where a particular race see other races as no good. They hate these other races, even to the point that they would want to destroy them. Now that's the negative side to racism. Now the good side to racism is this: if you are a racist in the context that you love your race, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because I think that's the big difference between black people and the other races. Black people have been so put against one another out of slavery that up to this point in time in 2018, we have not learned to love each other. When I see how black people just go around and slaying their brothers and sisters out of sheer stupidity, no, that can't be love. After all we have been through, you're going to come and do that? Come on, brothers and sisters, wise up. Then you have this thing of calling each other nigger and bitch and dog and all this kind of thing. Come on. You have to respect each other. You have to love each other. And when you can do that, then other people will respect you and love you. I'm quite sure the police in America, and they see how you all treat each other, gun down each other on the streets and all these kind of things, so they see it as nothing. So they come and they do it too. Now if the policemen in America were to see that you were respecting each other and loving each other, I'm quite sure what you are now seeing in America, where policemen are killing you for no, well, in some cases for no reason. It won't happen, because they're doing that because they recognize you don't respect each other, you don't love each other. Of course, they're not all of us like that. There are lots of black people that are positive. There are lots of black people that know what time it is and that sort of thing. But then you see, sometimes the bad people make the good people pay for their actions. So yes, you have to done away with that behavior and start loving each other, man. We're living in a time now where there is I call it the time of revelation, where there's a lot that have been hidden from us as a people is now being revealed as to who we are and what we are. I saw a video recently that came out of America, where this lady, she went into a Chinese establishment that do nails and do manicures and pedicures. And apparently, when she entered the establishment, nobody didn't want to give her any service. For what I gathered from the video, they treated her like nothing, like if she was nothing. And she took her phone out and videotaped all inside of this establishment and show where there were parts of the establishment that was unhealthy, wasn't clean, wasn't tidy in relation for the kind of work that they were doing in there. But after all that ranting and raving by her and videotaping, she had the nerve or the audacity then to ask who is going to do her nails. Now that woman have to be crazy. I'm the kind of person, if I went in an establishment like that and I was treated like that, I would leave. I would go somewhere else and have the service done. But I would never cross the doors of that establishment again. And what I've realized about black people, not only in the America, they're all in the Caribbean as well, they exercise a behavior like this. They would rather patronize the people that don't like them, the people that don't care anything about them businesses, than to patronize their own brothers and sisters. Now, if that woman had went into a black establishment that was giving the same service, and one little thing had happened to her from her black sisters in that establishment, she would have freaked out. She would have left. She wouldn't go back. All of that kind of thing. You would never hear her after all of that asking who's gonna do her nails. She won't do that. It is like some black people are gluttons for dislike. They're gluttons for disrespect and all the other things that belittle them. It's about time as a people that we realize that we need to love each other, we need to respect each other, and do what is right towards each other. I could only say that kind of behavior where the positive type, of course, not the negative, could only come by searching in your hearts and in your minds and recognizing what you have to do, recognizing your past. And when I say your past, I mean in relation to the slavery aspect of it. Sometime in my opinion, the young people nowadays, they just wild out on each other because they don't reflect on what we have been through as a race, so they just wild out on each other and just don't care. But we have to stop that kind of thinking. We have to stop that kind of behavior. If not, we're not going to advance into the position that we ought to be. Of course, when I speak on these issues, I'm not advocating racism in a negative form in any way, because they're good white people, they're good Chinese people, but it always seemed that they're more of these negative people than good. People have the tendency to gravitate towards negativity and things that are bad more so than things that are good. Why, I don't know. That's the way it is in human behavior. But like I said, they're good white people, and when I say good white people, they're very good white people, and I'm quite sure they're good Chinese people. I won't go into speaking about the Indian race and all that sort of thing, because what I would like to say to Indian people, some of them, like Hispanics and them kind of people, they themselves think that they're white. They think that they're not who they are, and you people have to wise up too. You people have to wise up. You're not white. And if you're calling yourself Hispanic is not a race. Because there are black Hispanics, there are white Hispanics. It's not a race. So Hispanic, get that out of your head. You came off the Indian people. So you're just like us. So don't think that you're white or anything else. You're just like black people, the people of the earth. That's why you tend to have a darker complexion, because you came off the earth just like us black people. Anyway, so I say to you, African people and people of African descent, recognize what time it is. Recognize that there's a time of revelation, as I said before. Recognize this is a time that we as a people have to start loving each other and stop putting down each other. And I know for a fact that if we can do that, the other races would respect us. Sometimes the other races fear us and think bad of us because of the few that decide they're going to portray a bad image of us. And then, similar to Bottom John, who was a good, bright, and upstanding young man, paid the price. So sometimes the good pay the price for the bad ones. So let us stop that, so that what we put out there will be good in everyone's sight. It will be appreciated by everyone. And you will get the respect that you deserve. Peace to all.